Hello and welcome to Lost Odyssey. Game we're just jumping straight into. Damn. Oh, okay. So war sure as hell, huh? kind of hoping that would be an opportunity for something.
Okay. Okay.
Darker! Oh, what's happening? I've never seen this before.
Is that how the sky works here? Are we sandwiched between two landmasses? Well, they paint a grisly picture of war. So, who do you think won that? thought I fixed OBS, and all of a sudden my little audio meters ain't working no more. Oh. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Fire back. Oh, they're cool dog soldiers. I mean, they didn't look human when they were getting melted, but I didn't think they'd be straight up dogs. Man, that fanfare. So if I'm not completely wrong, Hironobu Sakaguchi is the one who left Square Enix to form Mistwalker. And I don't know if he was heavily involved in Final Fantasy X, but this feels a lot more like a follow-up to Final Fantasy IX than 10 ever did. I guess I already equipped it somehow? Okay. Have I missed anything else?
Out of my way!
I should have checked out that tutorial. I'm going much too fast, aren't I? Nope.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Really should have checked out that tutorial. Oh, we're gonna get at least up to 5? Okay. Well, I'll tutorial on my own time, I suppose. Alright, I don't think I missed any. Maybe this thing over here I could ram.
Let's take him down. Only the strong survive.
Oh, the system's gonna eat me alive. Nope. Nope, nothing left to ram. real shame this never got ported. But the fact that it never got ported is also one of the big reasons I bought an Xbox at all. Ever. So, I mean, clearly it worked out for them. No idea.
Like taking candy from a baby.
See anything?
See. Maybe under the... Yeah.
Here, let me help.
Hold this.
Hey, hey,
What?
that guy over there. He's still alive. Huh? Hey, you!
What about the others? You alone?
What's your name? Your unit?
Second Lieutenant Kai Marganar, Commander, 17th Platoon, Armored Magic Troopers.
It's a miracle you made it. Come with me. This way. Unbelievable. One survivor.
Yeah. Amazing he made it out safe. Especially in that outfit.
Yeah, I've learned better.
We're pulling out! Let's move!
That's Officer Seth Balmore with the 43rd Magic Division. She's like you. She got out in one piece.
Really? You two are walking miracles. Hey,
Here's where you get off, Lieutenant.
The Council wishes to hear from a survivor, sir. Sorry, not you, Officer Balmore.
Hey, I'm a survivor too.
The Council has only summoned Lieutenant Argonar. Sit down and shut up.
Well, that's just weird.
This way, Lieutenant.
I'm remembering a little something about these two, I think. Either that or I'm just thinking about the movie Hitchcock. I don't remember exactly. And I mean, really, who doesn't think about Hitchcock, like, once a month? Great film. I just want to kick more cans, man. But there was no more cans for me to kick. I was kind of hoping I'd find a speed up button. But I have not.
you're that guy, right? The soldier that can't die. The 17th Division. That was the front line. They were smack in the middle of the Wool Highlands. No one could have survived that meteor crash. But here you are, without a scratch.
Beg your pardon, Lieutenant, but it's really strange. The few we were able to save were far from the center of impact, and even those men were seriously injured. It's hard to believe that anyone could have survived that inferno.
Then don't believe it.
The Council won't like that attitude. Come on, tell us. How'd you make it?
魔導産業革命。世界に突如として新たなエネルギーが満ち始めたのは30年前のことだった。それを人々は魔導力と呼んだ。元来は万物に宿る微小な力に過ぎなかった魔導力がなぜこんなにも強く膨れ上がってしまったのか。誰も知る者はいないまま魔導力は人々のあらゆる生活に変革をもたらし、産業の形態を変え、戦争の形態さえも変えていった。
カントの連中が停戦を申し入れてきたそうですが。
しかり、あれほどの兵士の大量投入、関東の兵力のほとんどが失われたというではないか。この戦争、もとより奴らが仕掛けてきたもの、引くのは当然のこと。
膨大な兵力を失ったのは我がウーラ軍とて同じだ。壊滅的打撃を受けた今、もしゴッツァが襲ってきたら我が国を守る術はないぞ。
カントの侵略行為を裏で糸を引いてるのはゴッツァだとまことしやかに言われておるな。
カントの背後にゴッツァがいるとしてその根拠は？
ゴッツァから大量の武器がカントに流出していることが確認されています。おそらくはカントを使って我がウーラを揺さぶりか乱を招こうとのゴッツァの策ではないかと。
では小惑星の落下もゴッツァの計りごとか？
それについては閣下、気になる情報が。小惑星の落下はバウスの海に建造中であるグランドスタッフの暴走に起因するとの見方があります。
グランドスタッフか。何やら不穏な話も聞かないではないが。
はい、魔導力が流出し彼方の空間に干渉したがゆえにこの惨事を招いたのではないかと。
ガンガラ。は。グランドスタッフはお前の管轄。何か言うことは？
何も。何を根拠にかようなことを。グランドスタッフ建造は順調に進んでおります。
ウーラ軍が壊滅的打撃を受けた今、グランドスタッフがもたらす魔導力以外に我が国を守る術はないと私は考えている。グランドスタッフの是非は現在の世界の情勢を見てから判断しても遅くはなかろう。
もっともな話だ。だが魔導力は諸刃の剣。さまざまな噂が飛び交っている今、グランドスタッフの建造を凍結するというのも一つの選択だ。
凍結ですと？
一時的にだ。小惑星とグランドスタッフの関連がないと分かれば直ちに建造を再開する。どうだガンガラ。
Well done. You may leave.
Ugh.
Lieutenant Kaya Marganar, we thank you for a job well done. I am Roxium, chairman of the Central Council of Ura. Well, Lieutenant, it seems people are calling you the Immortal. We've heard there were almost no survivors from Ura or Kent after the meteor crashed on the Highlands. And yet, you appear to be unharmed, even though you were presumably at the precise point of impact. Tell me, how did you survive?
I don't know.
My lord, please allow me to explain.
Fine. Speak.
Thank you, my lord. Actually, this man is immortal thanks to my magic energy. He is under a spell of immortality that I conjured.
I wish to know more. This immortality spell, how does it work?
I don't know.
What? Are you saying that you don't know about the spell cast on you?
I don't remember. I recalled nothing.
My lord, this man has lost his memory. However, he is skilled in magic energy, so I have been studying his abilities.
Then what can you tell us, Gongora?
With all due respect, my lord, the spell is a curse. It is said that merely hearing it brings death near. For the safety of everyone, it is better that the spell be kept secret.
Very well. Since I trust your studied opinion, I shall take your word that we should not know the spell. Death is determined by fate, and one cannot fight it. Lieutenant, since it seems that you cannot be killed, the Council would like to bestow a special mission on you. We want you to go to Grandstaff.
My lord.
Gongora, you cannot keep this hidden any longer. Till now, construction has been left up to you, but we've lost contact with the site.
It's just that...
Gongora! Until we can confirm that Grandstaff project is safe, construction shall be suspended.
Yes, my lord.
So now, Lieutenant Argonar, you know of Grandstaff, under construction in the Sea of Baz?
I've heard that it's a magic staff.
Yes, it is. As you just heard, all communications with the site have been cut off for some time now. Considering the danger from magic energy leaks, we suspect that no one can investigate the possible cause, except someone immortal.
Well, there is someone else.
What did you say?
At the Wall Highlands, another immortal.
Well then, this other one shall accompany you. I shall summon her. Quickly, make the arrangements!
Right away, my lord.
My lord, pardon me for saying this, but I'm building Grandstaff for the sake of our nation and its people.
Enough! We will await Kayam's return and report.
Of course, my lord.
You are dismissed, Lieutenant.
So I think I hate the English dub here. Oh, okay. I think I've seen those before. Really concerned what the thing was gonna have me probe. I guess I gotta wait for that dog to leave before I can kick that thing. Should have gone upstairs. Too late. What the fuck is this outfit? It's like a half and half kind of deal.
And now, counselors, I propose that Gongora be removed from Grand Staff Project, with control transferred to this council.
My lord!
In addition, until Lieutenant Argonar completes his investigation, I propose that Gongora be confined to his residence under surveillance. Those who disagree with my proposal, raise your hands now.
It appears I have no choice but to agree.
I see there are no objections. It is decided.
As Kaim slips into deep sleep, his dream unfolds. A dream, or his past. At this moment, there is no way he could know.
The family members have tears in their eyes when they welcome Kime back to the inn from his long journey. Thank you so much for coming. He understands the situation immediately. The time for departure is drawing near. Hannah's departure. Too soon. Too soon. But still, he knows this day would have to come sometime, and not in the distant future. I might never see you again, she said to him, with a sad smile that he left on this journey, his smiling face almost transparent in its whiteness, so fragile, and therefore indescribably beautiful, as she lay in bed. May I see Hannah now? He asks. The innkeeper gives him a tiny nod and says, I don't think she'll know who you are, though. She hasn't opened her eyes since last night, he warns Kime. You can tell from the slight movement of her chest she is clinging to a frail thread of life, but it could snap at any moment. It's such a shame. I know you made a special point to come here for her. Another tear glides down the wife's cheek. Never mind. It's fine, Kime says. He has been present at innumerable deaths, and his experience has taught him much. Death takes away the power of speech first of all, then the ability to see. What remains alive to the very end, however, is the power to hear. Even though the person has lost consciousness, it is by no means unusual for the voices of the family to bring forth smiles or tears. Kime puts his arm around the woman's shoulder and says, I have lots of travel stories to tell her. I've been looking forward to this my whole time on the road. Instead of smiling, the woman releases another large tear and nods to Kime. And Hannah was so looking forward to hearing your stories. Her sobs almost drown out her words. The innkeeper says, I wish I could urge you to rest up from your travels before you see her, but Kime interrupts his apologies. Of course, I'll see her right away. There is very little time left. Hannah, the only daughter of the innkeeper and his wife, will probably breathe her last before the sun comes up. Kime lowers his pack to the floor and quietly opens the door to Hannah's room. Hannah was frail from birth. Far from enjoying the opportunity to travel, she rarely left the town or even the neighborhood in which she was born and raised. This child will probably not live to adulthood, the doctor told her parents. To this tiny girl with extraordinarily beautiful, doll-like features, the gods had dealt an all too sad destiny. That they had allowed her to be born, the only daughter of the keepers of a small inn by the highway, was perhaps one small act of atonement for such iniquity. Hannah was unable to go anywhere, but the guests who stayed at her parents' inn would tell her stories of the countries and towns and landscapes and people that she would never know. Whenever new guests arrived at the inn, Hannah would ask them, Where are you from? Where are you going? Can you tell me a story? Oh, pardon me. She would sit and listen to their stories with sparkling eyes, urging them on to new episodes with, and then? When they left the inn, she would beg them, please, come back and tell me lots of stories about faraway countries. She would stand there waving until the person disappeared far down the highway, give one lonely sigh, and go back to bed. Hannah is sound asleep. No one else is in the room, perhaps an indication that she has long since passed the stage when the doctors can do anything for her. Kime sits down in the chair next to the bed and says with a smile, Hello, Hannah. I'm back. She does not respond. Her little chest, still without the swelling of a grown woman, rises and falls, almost imperceptibly. Way to make it fucking creepy, Kime. I went far across the ocean this time, he tells her. The ocean on the side where the sun comes up. I took a boat from the harbor way, way, way far beyond the mountains you can see from this window. And I was on the sea from the time the moon was perfectly round, till it got smaller and smaller, and then bigger and bigger, until it was full again. There was nothing but ocean as far as the eye could see, Just the sea and the sky. Can you imagine it, Hannah? You've never seen the ocean, but I'm sure people have told you about it. It's like a huge, big, endless puddle. Kime chuckles to himself, and it seems to him that Panna's pale white cheek moves slightly. She can hear him. Even if she cannot speak or see, her ears are still alive. Believing and hoping this to be true, Kime continues with the story of his travels. He speaks no words of parting. As always with Hannah, Kime smiles with a special gentleness he has never shown to anyone else. And he goes on telling his tales with a bright voice, sometimes even accompanying his story with exaggerated gestures. He tells her about the blue ocean. He tells her about the blue sky. He says nothing about the violent sea battle that stained the ocean red. He never tells her about those things. Hannah was still a tiny girl when Kime first visited the inn. When she asked him, "Where are you from, and will you tell me some stories?" with their childish pronunciation and innocent smile, Kime felt a soft glow in his chest, which also didn't have the swelling of a grown woman, I presume. At the time, he was returning from battle. More precisely, he had ended one battle and was on his way to the next. Yeah. His life consisted of traveling from one battlefield to another, and nothing about that has changed to this day. He has taken the lives of countless enemy troops and witnessed the death of countless comrades on the battlefield. Moreover, the only thing separating enemies from comrades is the slightest stroke of fortune. Had the gears of destiny turned in a slightly different way, his enemies would have been comrades, and his comrades' enemies. This is the fate of the mercenary. He was spiritually worn down back then and feeling unbearably lonely. As a possessor of eternal life, Kime had no fear of death, which is precisely why each of the soldiers' faces distorted in fear, why each face of a man who died in agony was burned permanently into his brain. Ordinarily, he would spend nights on the road drinking, immersing himself in an alcoholic stupor, or pretending to. He was trying to make himself forget the unforgettable. When, however, he saw Hannah smile as she begged for his stories about his long journey, he felt a far warmer and deeper comfort than he could ever obtain from liquor. He told her many things, about a beautiful flower he discovered on the battlefield, about the bewitching beauty of the mist filling the forest the night before the final battle, about the marvelous taste of the spring water in a ravine where he and his men had fled after losing a battle, about a vast, bottomless blue sky he saw after a battle. He never told her anything sad. He kept his mouth shut about the human ugliness and stupidity he witnessed endlessly on the battlefield. He concealed his position as a mercenary from her, kept silent regarding his reasons for traveling constantly, and spoke only of things that were beautiful and sweet and lovely. He sees now that he told Hannah only beautiful stories that were like this, not so much out of concern for her purity, but for his own sake. Staying in the inn where Hannah waited to see him turned out to be one of Kime's small pleasures in life. Telling her about the memories he brought back from his journeys, he felt some degree of salvation, however slight. 5 years, 10 years, his friendship with the girl continued. Little by little, she neared adulthood, which meant that, as the doctors had predicted, each day brought her that much closer to death. And now, Kime ends the last travel story he will share with her. He can never see her again, can never tell her stories again. Before dawn, when the darkness of night is at its deepest, long pauses enter into Hannah's breathing. The frail thread of her life is about to snap as Kime and her parents watch over her. The tiny light that is lodged in Kime's breast will be extinguished. His lonely travels begin again tomorrow. His long, long travels without end. You'll be leaving on travels of your own soon, Hannah, Kime tells her gently. You'll be leaving for a world that no one knows. A world that has never entered into any of the stories that you have heard so far. Finally, you'll be able to leave your bed and walk anywhere you want to go. You'll be free. He wants her to know that death is not sorrow, but a joy mixed with tears. It's your turn now. Be sure and tell everyone about the memories of your journey. Her parents will make that same journey someday, and someday Hannah will be able to meet all the guests she has known at the inn, far beyond the sky. Is that my phone? Oh yeah. I, however, can never go there. I can never escape this world. I can never see you again. This is not goodbye. It's just the start of your journey. He speaks his final words to her. We'll meet again. His final lie to her. Hannah makes her departure. Her face is transfused with a tranquil smile, as if she had just said, "See you soon." Her eyes will never open again. A single tear glides slowly down her cheek. End. Alright. So they're just kind of fun little stories the game tells. Also, I've got a canker sore going on in the back of my mouth that's driving me mad. I feel it scraping against that tooth. Getting raw. That's harsh, man. Oh, good. I thought I was just stealing, but I'm welcome to take them, apparently. Oh, maybe item shop guy's back.
Whoop, sorry. Look out. Sorry, miss.
Wait, let go! My throat! My throat! Damn!
Why are you following me?
You're Kai Marganar! I mean, Lord Gongor asked me to do it! It's the truth! I'm supposed to tell you to go to his manor. He has something important to tell you!
You are?
Jansen, messenger for Lord Gongora. At your service. Man, what an attitude. Jeez whiz.
I think I like that guy. Oh wait, dog's sleeping. I just want to kick that thing. I think I'm just going to leave it there. There's something about the dub I prefer to have on, but on the whole, I don't much care for it. Oh, so soon? Hopefully there's not really 1,000 of these things. White flowers. Lovely white flowers mark the town. They bloom on every street corner, not in beds or fields set aside for their cultivation, but blending naturally and in profusion with every row of houses, as though the buildings and the blossoms have grown up together. The season is early spring and snow still lingers on the nearby mountains, but the stretch of ocean that gently laps the town's southern shore is bathed in refulgent sunlight. This is an old and prosperous harbor town. Even now, each day its piers see many cruise ships and freighters come and go. Its history, however, is sharply divided between the time before and the time after an event that happened one day long ago. People here prefer not to talk about it, the watershed engraved upon the town's chronology. The memories are too sorrowful to make stories out of them. Kime knows this, and because he knows it, he has come here once again. Passing through, the tavern master asks him. At the sound of his voice, Kime responds with a faint smile. You're here for the festival, I suppose. You should take your time and enjoy it. The man is in high spirits. He has joined his customers in glass after glass until now, and is quite red in the face, but no one shows any signs of blaming him for overindulging. Every seat in the tavern is filled, and the air reverberates with laughter. Happy voices can be heard now, and then... Happy voices can be heard now and then... Jesus Christ, I can't get it out. Happy voices can be heard now and then, as well from the road outside. Whatever. The entire town is celebrating. Once each year, the festival has people making merry all night long until the sun comes up. Oh yeah, baby. I hope you've got a room for the night, sir. Too late to find one now. Every inn is full to overflowing. So it seems. Not that anyone would be foolish enough to spend a night like this quietly tucked away under the covers in his room. The tavern master winks at Kime, as if to say, not you, sir, I'm sure. Tonight, we're going to have the biggest, wildest party you've ever seen, and everyone's invited, local or not. Drink, food, gambling, women. Just let me know what you want. I'll make sure you have it. Kime sips his drink and says nothing, because he is planning to stay awake all night. He has not taken a room, though he has no... Okay, sorry, that caught me off guard. He has not taken a room, though he has no plans to enjoy the festival either. Kime will be offering up a prayer at the hour before dawn when the night is at its darkest and deepest. He will leave the town, sent off by the morning sun as it pokes its face up between the mountains and the sea, just as he did at the time of his last visit. Back then, the tavern master, who a few minutes ago was telling one of the regular customers that his first grandchild is about to be born, was himself just an infant. This one's on me. Drink up, says the tavern master, filling Kime's shot glass. He peers at Kime suspiciously and says, You did come for the festival, didn't you? No, not really, says Kime. Don't tell me you didn't know about it. You mean you came here by pure chance? Afraid so? Well, if you came here on business, forget it. You'll never get serious talk out of anybody on a special night like this. The tavern master goes... Master, and the Tavern Master goes on to explain what is so special about this night. You must have heard something about it. You must have heard something about it. Once, a long, long time ago, this town was almost completely destroyed. There are two kinds of events that divide history into before and after. One is the birth or death of some great personage, a hero, or a savior. The other is something like a war, or a plague, or natural disaster. They use too many ors and ands. What divided this town's history into before and after was a violent earthquake. It happened without warning and gave the soundly sleeping people of the town no chance to flee. A crack opened up in the earth with a roar, and roads and buildings just fell to pieces. Fires started, and they spread in the twinkling of an eye. Almost everyone was killed. You probably can't imagine it. All I know is what they taught me in school. And what does Resurrection Festival mean to a kid? It was just something that happened once upon a time. I live here and that's all it means to me, so a traveler like you probably can't begin to imagine what it was like. Is that what they call this holiday? Resurrection Festival? Uh-huh. The town was resurrected from a total ruin to this. That's what the celebration is all about. Kime gives the man a grim smile and sips his liquor. What's so funny? The Tavern Master asks. Last time I was here, they were calling it Earthquake Memorial Day. It wasn't a festival for this kind of wild celebrating. What are you talking about? It's been the Resurrection Festival ever since I was a kid. That was before you were old enough to remember anything. Huh? Before that, they called it Consolation of the Spirits. They'd burn a candle for each person who died and pray for them to rest in peace. It was a sad festival, lots of crying. You sound as if you saw it happening yourself. I did. The Tavern Master laughed with a loud snort. You look sober, but you must be plastered out of your mind. Now listen, it's festival night, so I'm gonna let you off the hook for pulling my leg. Don't say stuff like that in front of the other townspeople. All of our ancestors, mine included, are the ones who barely escaped with their lives. Kime knows full well what he is doing. He never expected the man to believe him. He just wanted to find out for himself whether the townspeople were still handing down the memories of the tragedy, whether deep down behind their laughing faces, there still lingered the sorrow that had been passed down from their forefathers' time. Called away by one of his other customers, the Tavern Master leaves Kime's side, but not without first delivering a warning. Be careful what you say, sir. That kind of nonsense can get you into trouble, really. Think about it. The earthquake happened all of 200 years ago. Kime does not answer him. Instead, he sips his liquor in silence. Among the ones who died in the tragedy 200 years ago were his wife and daughter. Of all the dozens of wives and hundreds of children that Kime has had in his eternal life, the wife and child he had here were especially unforgettable. In those days, Kime had a job at the harbor. They were just the three of them. He, his wife, and their little girl. They lived simply and happily. The same kind of days that had preceded today would continue on into endless tomorrows. Everyone in the town believed that, including Kime's wife and daughter, of course. But Kime knew differently. Precisely because his own life was so long without end, and he had consequently tasted the pain of countless partings, Kime knew all too well that in the daily life of humans there was no forever. This life his family was leading would have to end sometime. It could not go on unchanged. This was by no means a cause for sorrow, however. Denying to grasp upon forever, human beings knew how to love and cherish the here and now. Kime especially loved to show his daughter flowers. The more fragile and short-lived, the better. Flowers that bloom with the morning sun and scatter before the sun went down. They were everywhere in this harbor town. Lovely, white flowers that bloomed in early spring. His daughter loved the flowers. She was a gentle child who would never break off blossoms that had struggled so bravely to bloom. Instead, she simply watched them for hours at a time. That year, too. Look how big the buds are. They'll be blooming any time now, she said happily, when she found the white flowers on the road near the house. Tomorrow, maybe? Kym wondered aloud. Absolutely, his wife chimed in merrily. Get up early tomorrow morning and have a look. Poor little flowers, though, said the daughter. It's nice when they bloom, but then they wither right away. All the better, said Kym's wife. It's good luck if you get to see them blooming. That makes it more fun. It may be fun for us, answered the girl, but think about the poor flowers. They work so hard to open up, and they wither the same day. It's sad. Well, yes, I guess so. A momentary air of sadness flowed into the room, but Kym quickly dispelled it with a laugh. Happiness is not the same thing as longevity, he proclaimed. What does that mean, Papa? It may not bloom for long, but the flower is happy if it can open up the prettiest blossom and give off the sweetest perfume it knows how to make while it is blooming. The girl seemed to be having trouble grasping this, and simply nodded with a little sigh. She then broke into a smile and said, It must be true if you say so, Papa. Your smile is more beautiful than any flower in full bloom. He should have said it to her. Kym later regretted that he had not. The words he had uttered so carelessly, he came to realize, turned out to be something of a prophecy. Well now, young lady, he said, if you're getting up early to see the flowers tomorrow morning, you'd better go to bed right now. All right, Papa, if I really have to. I'm going to bed now too, said Kym's wife. Okay then, good night, Papa. His wife said to Kym, Good night, dear. I really am going to bed now. Good night, Kym replied, enjoying one last cup to ease the day's fatigue. These turned out to be the last words the family shared. A violent earthquake struck the town before dawn. Kym's house collapsed in a heap of rubble. Kym's two loved ones departed for that distant other world before they could awaken from their sleep without ever having had a chance to say good morning to him. The morning sun rose on a town that had been destroyed in an instant. Amid the rubble, the flowers were blooming, the white flowers that Kym's daughter had wanted so badly to see. Kym thought to lay a flower in offering on his daughter's cold corpse, but abandoned the idea. He could not bring himself to pick a flower. No one, no living being on the face of the earth, he realized, had the right to snatch the life of a flower that possessed that life for only one short day. Kym could never say this to his daughter. You go first to heaven and wait for me. I'll be there before long. Nor would he ever know the joy of reunion with his loved ones. To live for 1,000 years meant bearing the pain of 1,000 years of partings. Kym continued his long journey. A dizzying number of years and months flowed by. Years and months during which numberless wars and natural calamities scourged the earth. People were born, and they died. They loved each other and were parted from the ones they loved. There were joys beyond measure, and sorrows just as measureless. People fought and argued without end, but they also loved and forgave each other endlessly. Ugh. Thus was history built up, as the tears of the past evolved gradually into prayers for the future. Kym continued his long journey. After a while, he rarely thought about the wife and daughter with whom he spent those few short days in the harbor town, but he never forgot them. Kym continued his long journey, and in the course of his travels, he stopped by this harbor town again. As the night deepened, the din of the crowds only increased, but now, as a hint of light comes into the eastern sky, without a signal from anyone, the noise gives way to silence. Kym has been standing in the town's central square. The revelers, too, have found their way here one at a time, until, almost before he knows it, the stone-paved plaza is filled with people. Kym feels a tap on his shoulder. I didn't expect to find you here, says the tavern master. When Kym gives him a silent smile, the tavern master looks somewhat embarrassed and says, There's something I forgot to tell you before. Oh? Well, you know the earthquake happened a long time ago, before my father or mother's time, even before my grandparents' generation. It might sound funny for me to say this, but I can't imagine this town in ruins. I know what you mean. I do think, though, that there are probably things in this world that you can remember even if you haven't actually experienced them, like the earthquake. I haven't forgotten it, and I'm not the only one. It may have happened 200 years ago, but nobody in this town has ever forgotten it. We can't imagine it, but we can't forget it either. Just as Kime nods again to signal his understanding of the tavern keeper's words, a somber melody echoes throughout the square. This is the hour when the earthquake destroyed the town. All the people assembled here close their eyes, clasp their hands together, and offer up a prayer, the tavern master and Kime among them. To Kime's closed eyes come the smiling face of his dead wife and daughter. Why are they so beautiful and sad, these faces that believe with all their hearts that tomorrow is sure to come? The music ends. The morning sun climbs above the horizon. And everywhere throughout the town bloom countless white flowers. In 200 years, the white flowers have changed. The scientists have hypothesized that the earthquake may have changed the nature of the soil itself, but no one knows the cause for sure. The lives of the flowers have lengthened. Where before they would bloom and wither in the space of a single day, now they hold their blooms for 3 and 4 days at a time. Moistened by the dew of the night, bathed in the light of the sun, the white flowers strive to live their lives to the fullest, beautifying the town as if trying to live out the portion of life denied to those whose tomorrows were snatched away from them forever. End. Fuck your ball. I appreciate a nice little toy like that now and again. It's good to have. Oh, okay. It's a weird fucking car. Who would ever build something like that? Like, how is that? Look, this thing's normal. Normal-ish. But, you know, wheels at the back, wheels at the front, not, wheels only at the front. And just this massive fucking overhang that would really imbalance the fuck out of it. For all I know. But I'm not an engineer, man.
Namkinとはあまりに横暴だ。ロクシアン議長には私から断固抗議する。気を落とすなあかんから。
ありがとうございます、トルタン殿下。随分と頼もしくなられた。亡き戦王ジーハ様もお喜びでしょう。
いや、父のようにはなかなかなれんよ。共和制になった今、私は一介の市民に過ぎん。殿下という身分ではない。
偉大なる王家の血を崇敬する私にはトルタン様はやはり 殿下とお呼びするのが一番ふさわしく思います。
めったなことを言うな。王政復興を願う反体制派と思われるぞ。
And they did really good on the faces. It's maybe not quite Yakuza level, but it's approaching it.
本当に私を案じて訪問していただいただけでも嬉しいのです。いつも気にかけていただいて。
お前には魔導力をはじめ多くのことを教わってきた。気にかけるのは当たり前ではないか。むしろ許せないのはロキシアンだ。このままグランドスタッフ建造を中止に追い込むつもりではないのか。私は悔しいのだガンガラ。皆魔導力の恩恵をこれだけ被っていながらグランドスタッフの意味を分かろうとしていない。グランドスタッフによって魔導力が増幅されれば今以上に豊かな生活が保障されるというのに、お前がどんなにウーラの未来を見据え発展させんとしてグランドスタッフを検討しているか、皆視野が狭すぎる。あ、見苦しいところを見せたな。
とんでもございません。殿下がご理解くださっているのであれば私には十分です。仮にグランドスタッフの建造が中止になったとしても、また新たなもっと素晴らしい魔導機関を開発するため研鑽を重ねるだけです。
何かあれば言ってくれカンガラ。力になる。
もったいないお言葉です、殿。
どうぞ中へ。
And the places where I can activate stuff are pretty limited, it feels like. I hope seeds are something useful. Ooh. God damn you. Oop. Who could that woman be? What the fuck? I thought it was just... Yeah. Whatever. Oh. I wasn't super clear that that was an elevator. I don't take visual cues very well, apparently.
ああ、よく来た。お前を呼んだのは他でもないが。
お待ちを。
なんだ。
あれ、見つかっちゃったかな。来たよ、こっち。
おいおいおい、待てったら。あんたほんと短気だね。
なぜここにいる？
言っただろ、使い走りだって。あんたがちゃんとここに来るかどうか確かめに来たんだよ。
よせ皆無。ヤンセンは味方だ。
さっきはどうも。
この男は役に立つ。小回りも利くし顔も広い。グランドスタッフの調査に連れて行くといい。
いらん。
ほらね、言うと思ったんですよ、旦那。
調査に加わることになるもう一人の不死の者。どうも危険だ。
なぜ？
あれは元海賊だ。どういう経緯か今は我が国の正規兵だが、過去が過去だけに何をしでかすかわからん。女を牽制するためにもヤンセンは同行させるべきだ。何よりこの男、女の扱いには長けておってな。
いい女だって聞いたけど、あんた顔見てんだろ。はいはいはいはいはい、分かったよ。黙ってりゃいいんだろ。
海賊。まあいい。分かった。
そんじゃまあよろしくってことで。
だが海部よ、信頼できる部下はお前だけだ。頼むぞ。私はしばらくここから出られない。グランドスタッフは私の夢の結晶。問題があるならばお前の不死の力を持って明らかにしてほしいのだ。わかるな？調査隊の派遣については追って沙汰がある。行け。
どっちよろしく。疲れるやつですね、あいつ。
ご苦労だった。
あのね、旦那、あいつ絶対ヤバいですって。なんたって目が死んでる。ありゃ嫌だな。あんなのの見張りにこのギャラじゃ見合わないってもんですよ。いや、もうちょっとバカし色つけて笑わないと。言ってること分かりますよね。
うん。お前とはすでに魔導の契約を結んでいるではないか。あまり欲をかくと。
おお、わかったわかったわかった。ちょっと落ち着いてくださいって。
これでも不服かね？
冗談じゃねえや。命までは売ってませんぜ。ったくなんだよ。どいつもこいつも疲れるやつばっかり。
探したよ、あっちこっちさ。聞いたよ、グランドスタッフの調査。お互い貧乏くじ引いたって感じだね。無駄に生き残っちゃうといろいろ面倒で。いけないよね。評議会で何聞かれた？
お前には関係ない。
そうかな。ねえ、どこかで会ったような気しない？警戒することないよ。記憶がないのはこっちも同じ。
お前もか？
なんにも思い出せない。分かってることは自分がどうやらセス・バルモアって名前らしいことだけ。昔は海賊だったっていう人もいるよ。二人とも不死身で記憶がないなんて変だよね。もしかしたら昔会っていたかもしれない。あんた見てるとそんな気がしちゃうんだよね。会っていたとしたら敵だったのか、それとも味方だったのか。ひょっとして愛し合っていたかも。明日からの旅が楽しみだね、カイム・アラゴナ。
明日？
まだ評議会から連絡来てないんだ。グランドスタッフ調査隊の出発は明日早朝。あんたのとこにも連絡行くと思うけど、私は旅のお供にまずはご挨拶ってことで。
旅の友か。
遅刻厳禁だからね。
She's a lot more fun than Kime. I'm looking forward to her. Fuck your ball! Aw. Still not open.
どうして動かない？出発の時間はとっくに過ぎてる。
人を待っている。
あ？誰を？
調査隊にはもう一人いる。
私聞いてないけど。
俺は聞いた。
何？こいつがもう一人？
そうだ。
なるほどよ。
酒臭。
何をしていた？
見てわかれ。浮世の名残に男がやっておくべきことを全部やってきただけの。
バカらしい。
Thank you, my lovely. 決したヤンセン、死での旅路に行ってまいります。
ああ、寂しくなるわ。きっと帰ってきてね。ボトルはずっと残しておくから。
分かってるよ。いやもうだね。俺だってもう寂しくなるのは耐えらんない。あと45分いいかな。一人15分あれば3人とちゃんと別れていける。
待ってらんないよ、この酔っ払い。
待てない。
というわけだから、あんたたちもご苦労さん。帰っていいわ。こいつを連れてきてくれたことには感謝するから。
あら、ありがとう。お姉さんも今度遊びに来てね。私どっちも行けるから。
いいから、はい、バイバイ。
寂しいけどさようなら、バイ。しばしの別れ。
そちらのお二人もまたね。
こんなやつ荷物にしかなんないと思うけど。
これが結構重宝するんだよ。よろしく頼んます。
誰がよろしくされるか。
気持ち悪い。
Neat. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. I hope I'm using that right. Oh, I kind of really dig this music.
よよ、俺も足ガッタガタだぜ。
しっかりしないよ。ここだけでビビってたらこの先もっときついよ。
ああ、
この谷を抜けたら次は勾配のきつい山だよ。イプシロン山脈はデコボコきついからね。それに天気が変わりやすいし、脆い地盤だから落石にも注意がいるよ。まあ石よりあんたが先に転げ落ちそうだけどね。
それは面白い。そういやガンガラの旦那が言ってたけどよ、あんたも記憶があれなんだろ。その割にはこの山に詳しいよな。本当は思い出してんじゃないのか。あんたもそう思わないか。
体が覚えてる。
なんだって。
きっと昔ここを駆け抜けたんだろう。私のことを海賊だったという者もいるし、山で見たっていうやつもいる。だけど真実はどうなのか私自身が答えを持ってない。それだけ。
いやいや、カイム、あんたどうなんだ。昔何してたとか誰かに言われたことあんのか。
いや。
何？
あ
あ、まあきっと昔からそんなそっけない態度だったんだろうよ。それじゃ誰もあんたのことなんか覚えてね
あ、結構だ。
俺も体が覚えている。
どんな？
ただ苦いだけ。思い出したところで大したことのない過去なのだろう。それなら何も思い出さなくていい。
やっぱり君は疲れるやつだ。
カイム、焦ることない。ゆっくり思い出せばいい。苦い思い出ばかりじゃないよ。
え、マジ？おい、ちょっと休憩しねえのかよ。
今したでしょ。
ちょっと水でも飲もうぜ。とかさ、ほら、ちょっと足裏マッサージやるとか。いやいや、姉さん、カイムもよ、そう思わねえか？あ、思わない？あ、そう。
And on that very strange note, I'm gonna end the episode for YouTube. If you're on Twitch, give me like 10 minutes to pee and get a drink. I will catch you next time. Bye.